Hey guys, I'm Jen and over on my channel Primrose Kin I've just started a whole series to help you with revision and studying. So loads of tips on how to revise, loads of tips on how to get motivated, loads of tips on what to do in various different circumstances. But what I have for you today are 5 of the easiest, cheapest, simplest, nicest things that you can do to improve your grades. And I rarely say that anything is a guarantee in school, but these are pretty much guaranteed to improve your grades. Now I know not all of these are going to be popular ideas, but I actually do know what I'm talking about, so please just try some of them for me. So, the first one is getting a good night's sleep. So often students come into my class, it's in the first period, and they look as if they're about to fall asleep. Or they just can't keep their eyes open. Or by the time we get to the end of the day on a Friday, you can just look at them and I just know they haven't had a good night's sleep. Your brain needs time to sleep. It needs time to turn off. It needs time to absorb the information, what it's learned throughout the day. And it needs time to store it in your memories properly. And it cannot do that unless you get a good night's sleep. I read a really good book recently. And it talked about the effect of sleep on students' grades, and there is a correlation there. The less sleep you get, the worse your grades are going to be. So it's not as if staying up till 2 o'clock in the morning studying your French is a good thing for you. It's not a really bad thing for you. It would have been much better if you'd gone to bed at 10 or 11 and got a good night's sleep, then stayed up for those extra 3 or 4 hours learning your verbs or whatever they are. So please, please, please get a good night's sleep. Now, kind of related to getting a good night's sleep, because you can take this on to bed with you, is reading. And I really don't mind what you read. You can read a book, you can read a newspaper or a comic or a magazine or whatever you like, but as long as you are reading. Now this is all related to exam technique, because what you need to get into the habit of is reading blocks of text, kind of like analysing what's in there, because you know, even if you're reading about like clothes or makeup, you're analysing it, you're making an opinion, even if you're not doing it consciously. And the really important thing about this is they're going to use words that you don't understand. Now, this may not seem like a good thing, but it is, because the exam papers might use words that you don't understand. So the more you build up your vocabulary, the more prepared you're going to be for the exam. Now, some students come into my lesson, whether it's after lunch, after break, and I can pretty much tell what they've had for lunch. I can tell whether they've had a good lunch or whether they've just got out and eaten like 10 packets of Skittles. Because 10 packets of Skittles has a massive effect on how much you learn compared to like a nice sandwich or a nice salad or something healthy and something balanced. So again, I know this isn't going to be a very popular tip, but you need to eat sensibly. You need to eat the right amount of food, because not eating enough, being on like a silly diet, your brain's just not going to function. And you need to eat good food, because if you fill it up with sugar, and I can tell you from my 2-year-old, he goes absolutely hyper if you give him a packet of Haribo. Why my parents do it, I don't know. I think they're just trying to torture me. But if you give anyone a packet of Haribo, too much sugar in there, your brain is literally going mental, and you might be able to hold it together on the outside, but your brain can't hold it together on the inside. So please, please, please eat sensibly. And again, tip number 4 is not going to be popular, but it's getting some exercise. This is good for you on so many levels. It's going to be really good for your mental health. It's going to be really good for your physical health. It's going to give you some time away from studying. Now, exercising, you know, it can be doing parkrun, which is free. It can be doing karates. It can even be doing something like helping out with scouts or guiding, because you do a lot of running around when you're running after little people, trust me. Okay, I'm going to say that counts as exercise. But doing something that isn't studying, preferably exercise, is going to be really good for you. And the last thing, possibly the most important thing, is looking after your mental health. Now there are loads of different ways you can do this. The way that I like to do it is by doing mindfulness meditations. There are loads of apps out there you can get for your phone or for your iPad, and you can just like get into the habit of putting it on once a day, in the morning or before you sit down to do your studying, and just try and do that meditation, try and do that mindfulness, but make sure you are looking after your mental health, because if you are not in the right frame of mind, you are not going to do well in your exams. So 5 things that, as much as anything, are pretty much guaranteed to improve your grades. Getting enough sleep, reading some books, eating properly, doing some exercise, and looking after your mental health. Now I know I'm coming across as a naggy teacher here, but these are so important for you. And I know loads of you are going to say, Miss, I just don't have time to read a book, or I just don't have time to go to sleep at a sensible hour, I have to stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning, or I just don't have time to spend 5 minutes a day looking after my mental health. Please make the time to do it. It is so important. And even if you don't think this is going to have an impact on your grades, it will, I promise. So those are my tips for you today, guys. If you want more tips like this, tips on how to revise, stay motivated, etc., pop over to my channel, Primrose Kitten, where there are loads more.